Hey there, crafty friends. It's Carrie Rhodes. Welcome back to my paper crafting YouTube channel. Today I am making a mini album. It's a candy cane heart-shaped mini album. It's too cute. It's part of the latest release, the November 2025 release from Scrap Diva Designs, and I'm in love with it. I had so much fun, and if you want to check out the new release, go to scrapdivadesigns.com. Use my code CarrieStamps at checkout for 10% off your order. And if you want more inspiration with this release, just use the hashtag ScrapDivaDesigns on socials, especially Instagram, and you can see so many cool things with the November release. Okay, let's look at the die set itself. Here it is. So good. I'm in love with it. Okay, so you have your base page piece right here. You have a layering piece that will go on top of that that is stitched or perforated, and that will fit right on top. And then we've got two candy canes. You have the base layer and you have the detail layer, and those are going to face each other. So you have two that face each other to create that heart look. Then we have this piece, which is the connector piece, turns these into pages that you can add rings to. So here's my cover I already made for my sneak peek video, and I use a chipboard sticker on the front from the Gingerbread Christmas collection. It has paper, ephemera, chipboard stickers, and the paper has cut apart tags in it. So I'm going to turn this album into something I would give to somebody where they can remove those tags and use them themselves. So here's the page that has the tags on it, well, half of it at least, and I'm going to use lots of these in today's album. So this is the one I'm going to do next. I've already trimmed it down, and I can stamp on the back using the Christmas tag stamp set. So many great sentiments in this, like from your secret Santa. I'm in love with that one. But on the back of this one, I'm going to stamp from our home to yours. I want this album to have kind of a theme of Christmas goodies that you make and give. And so I'm kind of going with that with all my tags and with all my pages in this album. So that's ready to go. Then you very easily punch a hole in the top of this and you have a tag. You just trim off the sides, cut off the corners, punch a hole, add some twine, and you've got a tag. They're so cute, and the variety is really great with these tags. The quality of the paper is nice and thick, so you don't have to worry about like mounting this to another sheet of cardstock. It's heavyweight pattern paper. All right, I am bringing in another collection of pattern paper. This is the Merry Paper Pad from scrapbook.com. I really like the vibe of this paper pad, so I'm going to use it too. I just love shopping my stash, seeing what I have and using those things. So I did the pattern paper with the pierced or the detailed heart, the layering piece, and then the base of the page I'm cutting from white cardstock, and then I'll glue the two together, and you can see you've got a very thin line of the base page all the way around. Then we need to add our connector piece. So I like to die cut two, glue them back to make them nice and sturdy, and then I put that on the base page and then add a layer over the top and kind of sandwich that in between. To make sure all my pages line up, I will use a page I already created, line up the connector piece and lay my page down on top of that. Make sure everything's lined up like the little holes, and then press it down. And then once that's secured, I will add the top layer. So there we have that candy cane paper. Isn't that perfect for this album? So there's a page done front and back, but now we're going to make it cute. So for the front of the page, I'm going to create a pocket by partially die cutting this layering die, and I'll only put glue on the sides and the bottom, leaving the top open, which will give me a pocket right there on my page, and that will fit some tags. So I have my one tag there I showed you, and then here's another tag. I just cut the sides, trim the corners, punch a hole, add some twine. Isn't that cute? And I think this perfectly fits two tags, but you could really put more in there if you wanted. Three with one in the middle would be really cute too. I trimmed out a little bit of this paper into a strip like about 1/4 of an inch wide because it looks exactly like a little peppermint stick when it's trimmed down like that. All right, I used some ephemera from the Gingerbread Christmas collection. This snowflake, just a white snowflake. It's perfect on there, isn't it? But I thought I would use these candy cane dies from the wavy oval tag set that's also new from the November release. So make sure you check out the release. There's so many good things, and you can check out my sneak peek video if you haven't already to see more of the release. And I have kind of sneak peek creations that I've done too that I'll be elaborating on throughout the month of November. So let's go ahead and stick down these mini candy canes. I glued them into a heart, and then I'm going to cover them with glossy accents and pour on some glitter because I love that. And I felt like these candy canes needed to be a little extra special. So rock candy glitter for the win. I will let this dry while I work on what's going to go on the back side, which I had this idea that I wanted to include a recipe. So I'm going to kind of work my way towards that. I'm going to use this specialty paper here in Mist Color Plan, I think is the color of this, but it's from the Your Paper Insider box number 11, and it's just a super shiny paper with a texture on it. It is so Christmassy to me. It looks like the tuff on Santa's cuff of his coat or something. I love it. Or on mittens. It's really, really cute. I used it on some stockings in my last video, and I'm in love with that paper. All right, so my glitter is dry. I've got my candy cane Christmas there, but I decided this would be even cuter if I added some of those candy canes behind the word candy cane Christmas. So I'm going to put those on with this kind of like bright pink cardstock over white for the base of my candy cane, and it goes really well with that striped paper. And then I can pop up my word candy cane Christmas there, and it's just a really cute page. So the page next to it is where I first anticipated putting the start of my recipe. And so I wanted to have a white layer so I could write my recipe, and it's going to be these peppermint sugar cookie bars, which are from last December's magazine from the Pioneer Woman. My friend got the magazine. I got a copy of this recipe so that I could add it into this mini album, and I just thought it would be the perfect recipe for this, right? So I'm going to handwrite this because people say handwriting inside of a scrapbook is like good. It's nostalgic. You should include it. People later will like it, even if you don't. I even left my little mistake in there. So I'm just going for it. Yeah, I'm just going to make it and be happy with it, even though I am not excited about all of my handwriting, but I think that it's, other people will think that it's charming. So I wanted to start my recipe right next to Candy Cane Christmas. However, I ended up doing 4 pages of the recipe. So I want to have 2-page spread of my recipe. So I created another decorative page that's going to go next to Candy Cane Christmas. I used ephemera to create a background on the solid heart and then cut it out with the detailed layering heart. And I'm bringing in the gingerbread scripty words from the October release, and I just used the word bakery because all those ephemera pieces that I used to make my pattern paper there are like baking things, and we're about to include a recipe. So I thought that would be really cute to go next to it, and I think it's a fun page. I think it's fun to have just decorative pages, and my thought is once the tags are all removed from this book, that somebody could add pictures in and use this as a mini album. Maybe the pictures will be of them making this recipe. Wouldn't that be fun? So for my recipe pages, I went around the edge and dusted it with my shading sidekick and Kitsch Flamingo ink. And then I splattered it with Sparkle Silk from Spellbinders because my recipe pages tend to get dirty when I'm cooking. They get food splattered on them. So I thought, let's go ahead and pre-splatter this with something fun and sparkly, and it'll be, reminiscent of a well-loved, well-used recipe. So on the back of one of these, I'm going to add a half of a heart layer. That's going to make one side be a little bit raised up more than the other one, and it's going to give me a pocket because I strategically put my glue only on 3 sides. So now I can tuck a little tag into there, or 2, and you'll see eventually I do end up adding 3 tags to this. And I didn't tie them in a bow, I left them kind of long, so that's going to work better for that space. Now let's decorate our recipe pages even more. This is the Heart Peppermint Shaker die set. there are 4 different sizes of hearts. You can turn these into shakers, but I want them flat for decorating my page. So I did a white with red and a red with white, and I'm going to put those at the top of this page. Then on the next page, I did another peppermint heart, but I did pink. And then these are the chipboard stickers here. I've used some of them, but there's so many in the pack. You really have a ton. But there is the little measuring spoons in there, just like in the ephemera kit. And if you love the measuring spoons, there is a die set that you can make the measuring spoons and turn them into shakers, which I did do when I made my recipe mini album. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it for you at the end of this one. You can watch it next. Okay, there's also a layering peppermint die set, and I am doing that from a piece of red cardstock. I'm using the smallest peppermint, and the little tiny heart I put in the center of my peppermints is from a new die set called the 3D Kisses box. I will be showing that to you. I have a plan in mind. It's Grinch themed. I can't wait. Stay tuned for that. And I just wrapped this with a piece of cellophane, and I tried to wrap it enough and repeatedly so that it just stays there. And then I pop the whole thing up with a foam square, and then I'll put a glue dot behind each of those little twisty parts, which will help hold it down to the page. So I thought that was super cute, wrapped in cellophane, and that gave me the idea for this. So this is the candy bag topper. So you can put these over like a cellophane bag, and it's just so cute. But I wanted to cut the biggest piece from a window sheet. So I'm going to do that, and this one cuts out little hearts. So that's perfect for the theme of this album. And then the frame part, I kept the fallout piece, and I'm going to put that just behind the heart. And what I'll do is add glue, spread that out with my finger, and that glue should dry clear. So it's going to look crazy weird at first, but when it dries, you won't see the glue at all. So that's going to be really cute, added to the top of this page. And then while that's drying, I'll show it to you in a minute, I'm going to work on the back side, and that is going to be another pocket page with lots of pattern paper and more tags. So I just like this idea of the pocket. And then I made a tag out of a piece of ephemera, which is like a little baking sheet. I thought that was really fun. And then I'll add that same little strip, but this strip has a little bump in it because I cut it from the edge of something that had already been die cut. So I'll add a chipboard sticker there to cover it up, and no one will ever know, right? Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next page. I thought that was going to be the last page, but I'm telling you, I couldn't stop. So, because there's so many cute papers, so many cute tags, you just, you need more. More is more. All right, so this one I'm creating a pocket, but I want my giant candy cane to go over the pocket, be part of the pocket. So I'm just using the pocket as a guide where I want to cut this candy cane, and then I can glue part of it to my base and part of it to my pocket, and you'll still be able to open that, and the candy cane will appear seamless on there. So I love this. I think it's really fun, and the pattern papers, just so cute. And I love the little stars, but on the back of this is some snowman. That paper is so cute. I almost did another page on this and did a snowman, but I'm like, no, I already have candy cane. And I don't know if you noticed, but the previous page I just did was very gingerbread themed because I love gingerbread Christmas. I have a whole series of gingerbread Christmas projects. I'll be bringing more to you, so stay tuned for that. But I wanted to give a little nod to gingerbread Christmas in this album. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I think it goes well because like that little gingerbread is holding a candy cane. So it ties in ever so subtly to have a few gingerbread things in here. And speaking of gingerbread, look at this gift card I found at Starbucks. So I decided it'd be fun to throw a gift card in a pocket. I had some more candy canes left from the previous one that I made, and so I'm adding that. I will not glitter these, but I'm going to add something to it that will be glittered. I also thought it'd be really cute to add a tag behind the little gift card, and that tag matches the front of the album, so I had to use it. Okay, I'm pulling out the mini shaker jars, and I love this set because it has so many mini things in it, like miniature. Like this die that cuts out a bunch of miniature gingerbread men. I die cut this from my gingerbread cookie paper that I made, and it's available as a printable for all of my channel members, as well as several other papers that I've handmade scanned in for you to print out. So if you're ever looking for gingerbread colored paper, I just need that perfect color to die cut a gingerbread, you can use this paper for that. Okay, so now I've added candy canes to another piece of pattern paper that's layered on the back of this page. So this is the final page in my album. I'm adding one more tag with removable adhesive to the back of this, and it says just to and from with like a candy cane stripe package. While I was still waiting for the glue and the glitter to dry on my miniature gingerbread man, I decided to make another tag. So I have a piece of ephemera that's a peppermint candy, and I decided to cut off the ends of this bag topper set, which, by the way, this candy bag topper set, I believe, was from the September release. It was for Halloween, but you can use it for any time, right? Candy is for all the time, anytime. And then I thought, okay, let's put another circle on the back, but then I was like, what if I use a bigger circle and I die cut the bigger circle on the fold of a piece of paper and make this a cute little mini card. Isn't that cute? However, the heart in the center of my mini card is upside down. I'm going to have to fix that. But I'm going to tuck that in with that page that has the two tags in the pocket. Yeah, and then my album is done. So I added the rings back to it, and I thought we would do a flip through so you could see all the pages again, see the tags and all the little detail. I mean, you can just go crazy adding details to these mini albums. I'm not kidding. And once you start, this is your warning. It's very hard to stop. I love the recipe in the middle. I think adding the little pink on the edge really made it a little bit more special, and the splatter, of course. And then we've got our gift card pocket and lots of tags in this book. And I just love it. I love how this turned out, and I'm trying to decide who I should gift this to. Maybe my niece. That would be cute. All right, I thank you so much for stopping by. I'm going to have lots more videos with Scrap Diva Designs November release. So if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. And I have other paper crafting videos like cards on this channel as well. So feel free to subscribe. And if you like this video, you got to let me know with a thumbs up. And of course, you know, I love chatting with you. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of mini albums or this mini album. And I will chat with you there. Happy stamping! Bye!